Hey guys, Road Warrior back here. I wanted to discuss titanium leaders in the game and perspective to bite rates, that sort of thing. There's a lot of different thoughts on this, to whether you get a better bite or you don't. I think sometimes the shortest answer, I think, is do what you're most comfortable with. In this particular situation, I'm playing in a custom sponsored competition here at St. Croix. I am running a leader. Again, just food for thought as I go through here. Ultimately, I think you guys need to test a lot of this stuff out for yourself. I have done a lot of fishing here on Fishing Planet, as you guys well know, so I'm well experienced in that regard. For me in particular, situational awareness is very important. Again, I've got the major popper on here, so of course I'm going to protect it with a titanium leader. To answer your question, I don't think for me in particular, depending on the application of what I'm doing. Again, I've got a major popper on here. Now, if it was just a standard black mouse or, just a common major popper, maybe I might risk it and not care. But in this particular situation, since I know I'm running one of the coveted things here on Fishing Planet, as well as the buzz baits and that sort of thing, or your Gollum lure, always protect what's hard to replace. Number one, but as you can see, I'm running a leader here in this. I go from spot to spot, catching quite a few here, just kind of showing you, just going through this thing as I work my way up the leaderboard there. I think I ended up taking second, but nonetheless, I go from each spot, catching what I wanted to, that sort of thing. And then later on in the clip, I'll kind of show you a difference in my head as opposed from one lake to the next. And again, in regards to titanium leaders, for bait, I think that's a little different. I do seem to feel like I get a little better bite without a titanium leader, and in the same breath, I've won Don't Bully Me Shark with a titanium leader, so that's RNG involved as well. That's something else for an entire different video, but then again, I'm just showing you here, throwing with the spinner now. Again, going back to the RNG thing, if I feel like I'm getting a real horrible bite rate, and it's not something I'm scared of losing, then maybe I won't anchor and I don't run my stress meter up, and I'll go over that later with you. But just kind of showing here, just fight time wise with the boat series and stuff coming up. That's something I think you guys need to test for yourself. Do you want to anchor? Can you keep yourself in place? Without being anchored with your trolling motor, you definitely can, just to save yourself time from spot to spot. This is not a qualifier. This is just a custom sponsored thing. So, I'm not going tri-hole full sweat mode, that sort of thing, where I'm worried about every little minute. But again, just kind of showing you here in real time. This is just just a Zeus, basically, with the thunder spin. I've went over before on my top water videos and the importance of having a slower reel speed. It does seem to help keep it in the strike zone, that sort of thing. But just kind of real time here. I'll let this play out and just kind of see there in real time. It's not really that long of a fight, and to be honest, I maxed that out just briefly, but I could max that out if I want, because I do have a titanium leader on. Again, always, test these things out for yourself, but that's me kind of maxing out, just kind of showing you the difference as well. Just basically, this is a unique, nonetheless, and the other one was not there on the Tropicana, but just the power of this itself, the state of the game currently. The fight time's not too awful bad. Okay, now just moving on to this next spot, just kind of showing you again, whatever lures that you like as well on these things as you guys get ready to go for this boat series. Maybe you like crankbaits. If it's a next series crankbait or something that you're scared of losing, your options are, run a leader, knowing that you can max that out, or don't equip your anchor, and just don't make sure the stress meter don't go up there. That's, again, all these things you guys kind of need to test out for yourself, but I'm just kind of showing you here. The odd part is when I was running this run, I've played this before over here where I'm actually going for, there's one trophy, two trophy. There's usually three trophies, then you'll get the unique. Oddly enough, just on another conversation, the truly unique, I played in it several times, and I can just tell when I'm getting bad RNG, because you can watch exactly right here. I already know I've got three trophies out, so my unique should spawn. Now, in the truly unique, I've had people sit and tell me, Gollum lure, Gollum lure, Gollum lure. However, I farmed these a long time ago with a major popper, and I kind of know what the count is, the actual sequence. Sure enough, I'm getting good RNG in this. In other words, if you're following along, trophy, three trophies, and then usually the unique will hit. Sure enough, it does. But oddly enough, when you're getting bad RNG in the truly unique, guys, you're stuck in Trophy Town. It is what it is. But again, a lot of times when I've streamed that, I've noticed I'm just getting the raw dog deal on that. But another subject in itself. Moving on here, just kind of showing you the setup. Has, oddly enough, a guy had stopped by and said he'd watched somebody else's video and to not use a leader, but that was clearly a leader. Went through and caught plenty of uniques, scored really well on that. Moving on here, just kind of showing you a clip here. Now, one weird thing I have noticed before fishing for the pike here at Sandersby, I tend to not like a leader here. I don't know what it is, but it could be in my head. Again, test these things for yourself. The qualifier 2 is going to be coming up here. Something, again, like I said, I keep saying this, but test these things for yourself. See what you like. As you can see here, this is another way of doing it. I'm actually anchored. Sometimes I might not anchor just to save myself time. You can still keep yourself in position, even not being anchored if you're following along with what I'm saying. As long as you've got the skill to control your trolling motor, that sort of thing. But it's, again, food for thought. Test all this stuff out for yourself. But again, I'm just showing you, illustrating, catching a unique here. For me, it does seem like the bite rate does increase here as opposed to St. Croix. Now, you guys, again, I want you to test this stuff out for yourself and see what you think. A lot of times you guys might watch videos. I've watched videos before and think, well, man, that doesn't really work that way for me. So, to each their own. Also, just kind of letting that play out, just kind of seeing what the fight time could be like. Again, you could probably unequip your anchor there, kind of what I like to call scoop and score, just to save your guys' self, a few seconds. And I'm pretty sure that's how I played the Q2 last year. I did phenomenally well. I just didn't get the sizes. I got, all my uniques out for the most part. I think except for one respawn there at the end that ultimately cost me, but I did get a lot of 19 and 20, 21 pounders. And again, this here is just me. I put a leader on, could not get a bite for nothing over here. I think I caught a trophy eventually, but it took forever. So this is me just watching this very next same cast. Again, I want you guys to go and test this stuff for yourself. No matter what you're fishing for, you might find discrepancies from lake to lake, from species to species. But for me, I've noticed here, I'm really good at these pike. I do tend to have a better luck just without a leader here. And now, again, somebody else might come back behind me and say, well, it doesn't work that way for me. Again, you guys test a lot of this stuff out for yourself. I think, number one, what are you confident in? And again, this is just the very next cast. As soon as I take the leader off, sure enough, I get a bite right out of the gates here. And I'll let the rest of this just kind of play out here, and then I'll go through and show you something in particular on mouse or on walkers, even in general. Frogs, walkers, mice, that sort of thing. Anything that's walking and not popping on the surface, I'll show you here in a second. Okay, as you can see there, that's a decent sized one. One big thing here at St. Croix, this is running with a leader. You'll notice on walkers and mice and frogs sometimes they'll spin, especially the mice. They are so bad at that. Again, you can stop there, try to hesitate for a second, but again, the spinning, they will still bite this. But I think you'll notice more and more, you'll probably get 70 to 80% more spin. Now, oddly enough, they will still bite it, but it's kind of for me in particular, it's unsettling or hard on the eyes, so to speak, when you're trying to locate the fish and that sort of thing. So aesthetically, this is here with me taking the leader off. As you can notice, that it actually just swims a lot better. So if you're following along with what I'm saying, there's an option. Again, always don't put your trophy mouse on or your water vole or something crazy like that you can't replace. But as you can see here, it's not spinning as much, and that's something I would strongly, advise you to, check out, try for yourself. I do have that 2 clicked down with no leader. I'm just kind of going to show you here. I will catch a unique even on a smaller setup. Now, I don't have my boat anchored, and that's what I was alluding to early in the video. It's all about positioning as well. Again, following along, once I know that I've hooked the nice one, I'm going to show you 2 different things here. Number one, and first and foremost, as you can see, that lure actually is not spinning it, so the retrieve is more, accurate in my opinion, or not awkward with the mouse actually just spinning on top of the water. Number two, I can keep myself in position if I really wanted to. Now, let's say I don't think this is a big fish. I can keep myself in position, just muscle that out. And that's come to illustrate in there is even though I know this is a big fish, I could scoop and score if I wanted to save myself time and just get ready to go to the next spot. But I'm just showing you here, several things. I'm not getting bit off because the stress meter's not up there. Again, test this out for yourself. Don't risk the Gollum lure or something crazy like that or something that you can't replace. Again, I can't stress that enough. Always, no matter what videos you watch on Fishing Planet, always take those things under advisement. I would never want anybody to lose a lure you can't replace because of something I said, and I don't think any other streamer would want you to do that as well. But just in closing here, I'm basically taking the leader off just because of presentation purposes. I think I did that last year as well as I was learning my way around a lot of these tournaments. And I think some people would say, well, you can have a leader on. But in this particular situation, I don't have a leader on because I prefer to have a better presentation. So with that being said, I've left a lot for you guys to think about. Again, you guys fish the way you want. I'm just putting this up here to try to help you guys out, give you things to think about. I hope you guys do have good luck. Take care.